Hello, what's up once again, audience? Welcome to episode 5 of the Oz Nation podcast. Let's welcome our very special guest.
My name is Cody Dodson. I am a lead paranormal investigator with Zodiac Supernatural, and I'm also a Twitch streamer at Broken Admin.
Okay, wait, so right off the bat, paranormal?
Yeah.
Explain that, explain it. Go ahead, go.
Yeah, I do, we travel around the country, well, most of the country, investigating paranormal locations, haunted spots, try and see if there's paranormal activity going on, using evidence, trying to debunk if it's something that we can see if there's something else going on, if it is paranormal activity. And we travel around to a lot of hot spots, recording it, putting it on YouTube, other social medias as well.
That's really cool.
Supernatural, and we share it with our audience, teach them, hopefully entertain them. Yeah.
I like that, man. It's really cool. It's actually kind of ironic that that's what your content's all about. Surprisingly, I've been going through a lot of like paranormal stuff lately, and it's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, I got a few vlogs that I'm going to be uploading later that I gotta send to you later that are going to be crazy. Actually, they're the next few vlogs right after this. Isn't that weird, Oz Nation? Okay, guys, dude, you especially, what's going on? That's trippy. How did that happen? A couple, like these vlogs are like exactly that. And I was gonna do a live stream investigating it later. What?
Oh.
Dude, I'm investigating the stuff later. Okay, dude, that's really weird. Anyways.
Things line up for a reason, you know?
Yeah, no, I wasn't even expecting that. That wasn't planned either, guys. I'm serious. So, anyway, I'm gonna get into asking you some questions, if you don't mind. Get a little bit of an interview going. First question is actually gonna be really good. So what is something that people seem to misunderstand about you?
A lot of it having to do with the paranormal. When I tell them I'm a paranormal investigator, and professionally, they kind of take a step back because you get people that are really into it, really interested, and really just enthused.
Like people like me.
And, yeah, exactly. And like, I love talking about that kind of stuff all the time. So when it comes to people that aren't, though, they don't fully understand. They're like, what do you mean? How do you do that? Like, as in, like, that doesn't make sense to me. And being able to explain to them and show them what I do, it gives them a little bit of more of a moment to see, hey, what's up? So when walking up to me, that's not the first thing you usually see unless I'm wearing one of my uniforms. So yeah.
So cool. Yeah. Oh man, I am actually so intrigued. I want to see more of your content, dude. This is gonna be great. I'm just gonna go on to another question right away. Sorry, I'm enjoying this interview. This is good so far. So my next question is, this always gets people thinking, what's the most important thing that you've learned in your life along the way?
Along the way, a lot of it is, don't be afraid to be who you are. Biggest thing, don't be afraid. If you fail, keep trying. You have to fail in order to learn, in order to grow.
Exactly.
And there are so many times I've failed and just got back up and tried it again. I'm going to probably circle a lot of my questions with the paranormal, but I kept my enthusiasm of the paranormals for a long time. I've been interested since I was way, way young. Didn't talk to people at school about it, didn't talk to my friends about it, but always kind of study and try to learn and stuff. By the time I was 15, I was really getting into it. 3 people, maybe 4 people. It wasn't until my 20s that I really start talking about it to people, about how I was interested and how I studied it. And that developed me into opening up more, noticing that people are more acceptable than I thought. By the time I was 22, I had my own team, and a couple of years later, social media, all that stuff, and things kept opening up for me. So the more that you try and push who you are out there, the more the world will receive that and come back.
Yeah, I like that. That's really good enthusiasm, actually. I respect every word you just said, and I agree. That is actually a good mentality to have. Learn from this, guys. This guy's really awesome. Anyway, I have a lot of my own questions just leading off from what you just said without even looking at my own questions freehand. Look at this. What was your first paranormal experience, and what actually first got you into paranormal stuff?
Well, a lot started when I was younger. It's been generational. My mother experienced a lot of ghost stuff, and growing up, really young, like 5 or so, I was afraid of the dark and stuff. So her way of doing things was to tell me ghost stories, to tell me hey, this is out there, but you're fine, because I lived through it and it never bothered me. And then it went from being scared to more understanding, trying to figure out what's out there. By the time I was 13 again, I picked up ghost hunting and started going more into it. And then shows like Ghost Hunters and stuff like that came out. And I became like more like, oh, these are tools, these are things.
Can I add another question in before you continue? I got this also to add, to just add to what you're saying. So did you get a feeling out of it? Was there some sort of like urgency to it? Was there a draw clicked for you when you were a kid? I just want to know like that emotion that drove you in.
Yeah, I think a lot of,
because I think I relate to this, but go ahead.
You're good. A lot of it was that I wanted to face my fears in a lot of ways. So it started with like going towards it, trying to figure it out. And then it became more of wanting to understand it. It was the fact that I didn't understand it made me want to try and understand it. It made me want to try and see what was out there. Yeah. So I started doing my own practices, my own 6-year-old, 7-year-old scientific studies, you know. Going on. And by the time, like I said, I was 13, I was really trying different studies and trying to see if I could prove it to myself, much less anyone else.
Yeah, so like I have another question. Have you ever heard of like witchcraft stuff? Like what do you think of witchcraft in the world? Like do you believe that's a real thing or do you think that's a fake thing?
In the world that I've, studied and grown up and stuff like that, I can say that there is more things out there than we even realize or can comprehend. So I don't doubt a lot of things anymore. I will say with all, if you consider witchcraft a religion or a culture or whatever it is, there are two sides of a coin to everything. On one side, there is a bad side, and on the other side, there is a good side. That goes to me with understanding with witchcraft, to religions, to, like I said, cultures. But it's not the religion per se or the practice. It's the people who do it, and not all people, obviously.
Yeah,
it's
I understand.
Wanting to use that for, or how you're trying to practice it.
I like that. So like, would you? I'm asking these certain questions because this also pertains to a lot of things on my channel. Like I've been into a lot of stuff lately. Like if you watch, you gotta watch my vlogs. This is a lot of crazy stuff that's been happening. So what about like alternate realities? Would you believe in like what's your perception on like, say like, the Flash? I guess that's the only way I can explain it right now, but I bet you have a better example on how to explain what that may be, like the theory between these alternate reality. What's your perception of that?
Yeah, I believe in multi-dimension. I believe in, that there are if the universe is infinite as it says there are, they say it is, I mean, there are so many chances of something repeating but having a different process, or something repeating and changing and stuff like that over and over and over again, that there understandably at least either multi-dimension or multi like connections. To me, I believe that there is something in between. I mean, I've seen spirits, I've seen ghosts, I've seen
exactly
that I can't explain, and there are, so again, I'm very open to the mindset that there is something there, because there again, we don't understand.
Exactly why I ask you, actually, because there's been noises that I've been hearing in my attic and all through the house and sometimes in the basement. And the crazy thing is, ever since I broke a mirror, that's basically like I used to talk to I don't know, he calls himself a demon, but I think he's just to fearmonger. I don't know, but Lance Connors is his name, and I broke the mirror because he was in control of my life, and once I broke the mirror, I felt like I was free. But now, I feel like something's stalking me around the house, and it's been really crazy. And that's why I was going to do a live stream tonight, and, show people what's going on. But the thing is, I have the multi-reality thing I mentioned to you, because that's basically what that mirror was connected to. So that's why it's kind of like, what if I potentially release something? What do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
It could be possible. There is an old theory, way back when, where people would have their funerals in their homes. They'd have their dead die in their homes. A lot of times, if they were lucky. But they would cover up all their mirrors and sometimes their windows, because they believed that souls would get trapped in them trying to find their way out, or open the windows and cover the mirrors. So people believe that souls would get trapped in mirrors. It's an old theory, it's an old lore, and not proven to be unproven or proven, because we haven't been able to do that. But it is a chance that something could have got trapped in there. And
but that's why I referred to spells.
Yeah, and that is a possibility. There is a unlimited amount of
And
spells
witchcraft.
throughout time and whatnot. So like, I mean, witchcraft, Wicca, all that stuff goes way back before religion was even written for the most part. And there are spells for almost everything. It is a possibility, like highly.
Interesting.
Stuff like mirror magic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So technically, could be like they put a binding on the mirror and trap something in there. It is very possible.
See, because that's what I was thinking. I was hoping that it wasn't that. I was hoping that it was just like the tether connection between where they could, you know, potentially come to this world, to their world. But now I don't know. I'm hoping that I didn't release something, and that's what I'm afraid of. So hopefully that's not what's going on.
Well, anything can be sent back from whence it came, one way or another.
True that.
So a lot of times I would suggest, for you personally, after you do your stuff, you know, do your studies, do your things. If you feel uncomfortable, if you feel unsafe, don't be afraid to step away. So it's stuck in an area one way or another. There's anchors all over the place for different things. I would suggest if you feel unsafe in your own home after you do everything, don't be afraid to smudge. It's an old
That's another.
witches, Native Americans. They've used it for a long time just to cleanse out negative energy, and I use it all the time when I leave locations. I've had nothing follow me home. I've had stuff where I live growing up already from this stuff, but nothing extra has ever.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, guys. So that was kind of crazy. Awesome stuff. I cannot wait to actually reveal some of the crazy stuff and paranormal things that have been actually happening to me. It's seriously, I'll go live like later tonight and I'll show you guys. There's been banging and clashing and it's been crazy and I am kind of shooken up by it. So anyways, maybe you can also help me out with that. Maybe we can collaborate again later on and see what's up later in life. And if I go ghost hunting, I'll tell you what's up and I'll show you some evidence. And you can review it. All right. Let me continue. I got more questions.
All right.
So I have a question. Away from all the darkness and scary stuff. Or whatever. What's your best tip for making the world a better place?
Be positive. The world is covered in negativeness, call it energy, call it just a vibe, call it aura, call it whatever you wish. The world is covered in negative thoughts, all kinds of stuff. Be positive. Even if it's hard, try to be positive to yourself, be positive to others. Try and at least bring a smile to somebody. Something to where they might even think back on when they're having a hard time, because right now the world especially is covered in negativity. So bringing that little bit of positivity into the world brings it a little bit better, happier. So that would be my tip.
Well, that was awesome. Yes, I totally agree, man. Especially in these hard times. I gotta agree that COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sick and tired of all of this stuff. How do you feel? That actually leads me on to another question. How do you feel with all the COVID and all the the world's horrible stuff with that? Like the whole COVID, what do you think about it and what's going on in the world right now?
I mean, it is what it is. I think a lot of times we take things for granted. We forget what we do have, and things like this allow us to remember what we have. It's sad, it's tragic because people are dying. People are being hurt by it. But I feel like as long as you do your part one way or another, no matter what it is, as long as if it's staying home, if it's wearing a mask, if it's going to work, no matter what it is, to change the world a little bit, even if people are saying it's a hoax, even if it's even if it's not as bad as people say it is, I was just saying doing your part can still help somebody, can still help those people that really need that help. So even if, just do your part for humanity because it really needs help.
Okay, so the next question is, what is the biggest compliment that you have ever received in your life and why?
That's a hard one. I'd say a lot of it is I value the closest people to me, and I make sure that I can do what I can to help them. I'm one of those, bring a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink. If they need the people that are close to me, I try and help them. I try and get them what they need to follow their dreams, to follow their passion, to at least push them a little bit more, to help them go forward.
Nice.
The biggest compliment to me is just when they actually say, hey, thank you. Like, hey, this is a thing in my life that I couldn't have without, you pushing me here. And that
awesome
is something to change their life a little bit.
Well, that
help them.
I love that. That means the world to me to hear you say something like that. You know what? And for me to have you on the podcast, that is exactly the reason I wanted. That's the reason I get people on. And I'm glad that you brought that up. So that's really cool that that's what you're on here for. That makes me feel good. All right. So anyways, good. That is, yeah, I agree with that. All right. I'm gonna ask you the next question here. Hold on.
All right.
All right. So this is always a good one. People like this question because it makes them laugh. How would your parents describe what you do for a living?
Well, at first, I was an IT major for a while, so they would tell people that. But they've become really proud of my ghost hunting thing, that I've made it into a business. They've actually become happy about my Twitch and how for the short time I've been doing it, it's become like successful in its short timing area.
Sweet.
And so they actually do brag about that. They actually say that I'm a ghost hunter, that I do travel around and
really
sometimes help people. Yeah, they're actually really proud about that. So they say I run my own basically ghost hunting company. So they're pretty proud about that. Because you know, if I can survive off of it, that makes them happy. So
that's awesome. I'm actually, I like that. That's a good answer. See, you know what? That's a really cool feeling. I'm proud. I'm actually glad that you have that support in your life. So yeah, everyone should. Everyone should have support with their family and their friends and all that stuff. You know, I got a lot, so I don't have to get into that. But anyways, I'm gonna get on to the next question. Yeah.
all right.
All right, so the next question I want to ask you is actually one that's not even on the list. Let's see. I want to know, like, where are you right now at your point in your career? Like, where would you consider yourself, like, as, like, how successful do you think you are at the moment?
It took me a while to accept this, but success is ranged in different ways. You can't succeed off of, like, you can't look at someone else and say, oh man, they got 10,000 followers and I've got like whatever number. Like, you can't measure your success in that. In a lot of ways, I think I've achieved my success, and in a lot of ways, I'm at the start of my success. When it comes to followers and supporters and stuff like that, I am lucky to have what I have, because I have so many supporters through my followers, through my family, through my friends, and we've gotten to a point from nothing to doing something, to being able to follow our dreams at least a little bit now. So if it ended today, I would be happy with what we got. But I am going to keep pushing what we have. So it's also my start of my success, to where I'm hoping by next year we triple maybe profit, followers, maybe like a family, like
nice,
where we can make it into a full-time business, so where we can go travel and not have to worry about the little things, to have a full team. And there's a lot there that I hope for, and that to me is a success. If I can look back and be like, man, I did it, then like I was able to come up with a plan, go through with it, and be able to do something I've always dreamed of doing. Even each step of the way, every milestone is a new success to me. But the final goal is being able to do this until I can't anymore, and hopefully be able to retire on it. So.
I relate. That is like, it's like you're taking the words right out of my mouth. I've said these things before to my own audience, and I'm glad that I have the opportunity to spread that for you more and have you say it to my audience, because honestly, the people in my YouTube channel, they need to hear this a lot. Like, it's really nice. Honestly, this is what I want to promote. And guys, please go subscribe to this guy. His links will be in the description down below. I'm gonna leave all of his links, his Discord and everything else he wants. Anything you want down in the description, yeah, you can have. Like, I'll put all of your social medias. You can shout out everything, especially at the ending. You'll be able to shout out everything.
Sounds like a plan.
Awesome. Anyways, next question. I don't know why I keep pointing. Anyway. All right, so what advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours, and what are the best resources that have helped you along the way?
Let's see, if we go with the paranormal, I would say the biggest thing for me is research heavily, everything as much as you can. There is millions and millions and millions of things from history and stuff like that that's out there. But read books, double check data. There's so much stuff out there in anything you want to do, even social media. If it's like even just playing your Let's Plays and stuff like that, research the equipment, research the things you're going to come across. You know, there's too much out there to obviously research it all, but research what you're going to come across first. Double check, fact check, use the internet as a source, Google, but check books, check like experiences. Check a lot of things, because with that you get your own experience and you'll be able to mold it into something that you want as well, and form it into something that you want to become. And so big thing, research. And then
it's a good thing for you guys to listen to. Listen to this guy, Oz Nation. This guy's really smart. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but like, you guys gotta like listen to this. This is the information you guys need. If you guys ever asking me questions and asking me what I do and how I do it, that is just word for word, man. The mentality you need. This guy's amazing, you guys. Go follow him. Links are in the description, you guys. Anyways, was there anything else you're about to say there?
I guess biggest thing is research and experience. Experience is the next key. Again, I'm gonna say don't be afraid to fail, because you have to fail to succeed. So keep trying. You get maybe one view that one video. Maybe you get 10. Maybe you get no one listening to what you're trying to sell them. Keep trying, because soon you'll start getting people to listen. You'll start getting an audience. Because no matter what you are, no matter what you're trying to do, as long as you're yourself, you're gonna end up growing an audience that's there for you.
Exactly.
Not just for what you do. So.
Hey, like, this is my second special guest. I'm trying my hardest. See what happened, you guys? And I got someone on the podcast. Do you know how hard this is to actually, like, be able to make this kind of content, get an actual, real, live being that I've never met before? This is another YouTuber I am collaborating with right now, you guys. This is, like, I can't tell you enough how proud I am of this whole situation. That is exactly it. This is how you get to these type of situations, is if you never give up, have that consistency, and stay true to yourself, stay true to your dreams. Know that if you follow them, your results won't, you will love your results, okay? Let me just put it that way. Good. You'll love the results. Yeah. Anyways, let me go on to the next question. I'm horrible at explaining things. You're way better. This guy, listen to him. Listen to him. He's way better at explaining stuff. All right. Next question. So this is a really good one. I love asking every one of my special guests this, because it's really nice to see who people get their influence and who they get inspired from. So who are the 3 people in your life that inspire you the most? It could be anybody. It could be YouTubers, your family, mom and dad, maybe siblings, you know, your brother. Anybody in your life that you found super inspiring. It doesn't have to be any of those people I just mentioned. I'm just saying anybody.
I would say on a social media understanding, I'd say the first person that really comes to mind is Markiplier. Real reason being is because he grew up actually not too far from where I live. And,
really?
And yeah, so when knowing that and knowing how far he's come and the fact that he's helped so many people, helped so many charities, pushed so far. It's not about his gaming content, stuff like that. I mean, that's obviously been good, but he's followed his dreams. He's not afraid to take steps that are different to other areas. And the fact that he grew up not too far from where I lived, it meant a lot to me to try and push forward, knowing that it's not like you don't come from a certain area. You come from like within. You push yourself forward, and seeing him get there made it easier for me to believe that I could get where I want to be. It was inspiring to me to know that he followed his passions and got him somewhere that I can do it too. So that was one of my big steps.
That's interesting. My last special guest, exact same inspiration that they chose for their first one there. That's so funny. Yeah, that's exactly who they said. So Markiplier, Markiplier is so inspirational, you guys. I don't know what it is, but everybody, yeah, they always tell me about that. And I gotta start watching him more often, because you know what? I used to, I was like, I never watched him before. Like, okay.
Start with some of his older stuff and then grow up to
I like
stuff.
The only things I have seen are Don't Laugh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the best. Don't Laughs are the best. Like, I've watched those.
Oh, yeah. They're funny. I even rewatch them sometimes and stuff like that. I like his charity streams. I like his one of my favorite ones is the fan game based off of him and how he interacts with his fans and the people who made it and stuff like that. It's a long one, but it was a good one.
2 more people. Who else do you find inspirational in your life?
I would say I'm gonna put 2 in 1, so I'll answer on the third one as well. Is my parents, mainly because
that works.
They are very hard workers. They were always one of the types that were like, hey, if it's not one of those like it's time to lean, you could be working on something. It's one of those that they always pushed me to keep doing, to keep going forward, to keep doing what I need to get to where I want to be.
Yeah.
They push me to basically in a sense of like, hey, you should focus on what you want to do. You should focus on doing somewhere. They would always support me on what my decisions were. And to that aspect is how I treat my work. I know that like, man, because doing self-employment, doing your own work, trying to push yourself to get
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
you have to have the drive,
I
motivation.
feel.
You can't just
Yeah. Like.
get up and work.
I agree with that. Sorry, I just started to cut in right here, but like I really honestly agree with that too. Like I want that too. I want to be myself worker. I want to work for myself, be my own boss like you're saying. And there is this commitment that you have to make, and it to other people it may seem like, cuz I what I call it is, if you ever watched Whisper of the Heart.
I have not yet. No.
Well, it's an anime. It's like an anime by Studio Ghibli.
Oh, okay, Ghibli. Yeah, I'd love to see
Yeah, Studio Ghibli. Sorry if I really mispronunciate things.
I'm probably saying it wrong, honestly. I'm bad with that.
Well, Ghibli, whatever it is. Studio Ghibli, you guys. Ghibli. You guys have to go check this one out because Whisper of the Heart is based off of this character, and it's this girl. She is a writer. She's an artist, and she really has this inspiration of she's always in her head, right? Like she doesn't think about school. She doesn't think about things, but even though she has this work to do, she just can't focus on it, She tries her best to work on school, but she just can't. So when she's in her book, so she goes to the library, she loves the library. She loves the nonfiction. She loves all the fantasy stuff and loves to get lost in the dream aspect of things. And I call it the phantasmagorical effect, Like that's what I don't know, that's just my thing. But
I think it's cool.
When she gets into that effect, it's like, you want to live in that certain feeling. And for her, she becomes a book writer because this old man that she finds in the story, like, inspires her to write. So he's like, you should start writing and I'll be the first to read it and I'll judge it. And then it gives her the inspiration to make her first book. And then she's like, it's horrible, I'm scared. But then he reads it and he's like, you know what? There was a few rough parts, but the thing is, you just got to polish your gem, It's just like a geode in a rock. You got to polish the rock and you got to find what's inside, and that's what really counts. It's really all about finding yourself. And if you stray from the path, know that it's okay, because if you truly believe in yourself, you just got to keep polishing and you'll find where you got to be. If you truly believe. It's hard to explain, but it's a really cool anime, and it goes exactly fitting with what he was saying. And I just wanted to correlate in with our conversation here because it's a very good anime. It's like, sorry?
I was just saying, I want to watch that. I have not watched that one. So
all right.
I want to watch that.
Awesome. Check it out. Keep it in your notes. I don't know, but it's really good. It's on Netflix. So.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Most of the Studio Ghiblis are on Netflix now, actually. So.
Ooh, I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
I might binge it at some point. Literally
the best anime company, I think, out there. That's just my opinion. Anyway. Next question. I'll go on to the next question here. I don't want to hold you too long. I have this really good question. So, what is one common myth about your profession or field that you want to debunk?
That it's not. I don't know if I want to call it like a true myth, but what people think is a common myth. A lot of people believe that in my field, in paranormal and stuff like that, that there's no science behind it. That is two different sides of the coin.
Okay.
But there is a lot of science behind the paranormal. There's, metaphysics, metascience, quantum physics. There's a lot of heavy science in it, to stuff that's not on the surface. And it's already been proven, but it's more of I want to show people, I want to teach people, and I want to be able to learn how to do that physically. Because most people, you can tell them how it is, you can explain things, and you can tell them there are big scientists who studied the like spooky theory and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There is big scientists who've done practices and stuff like that, but it doesn't get out there. It doesn't really get known because it's heavy science. It's like deeper science, but it's also something that it's not your normal this is how physics work. It's something that's way down there, and I want to at least plant the seeds where someone will maybe open a book to see, oh, okay, there's a lot here. So it's almost like a common myth, but not an actual myth. People think that it's not connected, and I want to open their mind to show them hey, it's.
I have a couple more questions too before I forget to ask you. What do you think about Ouija boards? What's your perception and thought on a Ouija board? The whole conspiracies and concepts, anything you have to say about it. I would like to know, because everybody suggests that to me, but that is a horrifying suggestion in a aspect. So what is what do you think? That's just what I think, but what do you think?
I'll put it this way. As a professional ghost hunter, I will not use an Ouija board unless I'm a professional Ouija board user. I don't like that they're made for 8 years and up. And even if it's BS, the chances that it's not BS is even bigger. Me, myself, I have not put my hands on an Ouija board because I've seen what can come through. I've seen houses where they've messed with Ouija boards and had to clear out.
There's the fear, though. That's where the fear comes from.
So I wouldn't suggest using one. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I have used tools. I've seen tools that are that don't make sense until you really get into the grasp of things, like dowsing rods and stuff like that. And so I believe that Ouija boards could work heavily.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, heed the warning, guys. That's the whole point, though. Like, it's like, because you guys keep asking me about Ouija boards, but, like, I don't know. You gotta... I have another question, too. Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying before that?
I was going to say, if you do use one, try and get with a professional or work with someone who's worked with them before, at least multiple times, because the key is closing it correctly. If you don't close it correctly, it's said that you leave a door open that just lets things through. So you might contact the thing you're trying to contact, but if you don't close it correctly, you're going to bring more into your house.
And that'll be like, you'll be opening even more of a door if a door is already even opened. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like, that was like actually pertaining to my next question was like, what would you consider be a professional user of a Ouija board? What would that be to you?
A professional user to me is someone, I mean, I know everyone's got to start somewhere to become a professional, but usually you'll come across people with a Ouija board who use them all the time, who've experienced like uh-ohs and oh-nos, how to stop the uh-ohs and oh-nos, how to like know like, hey, I've worked with someone before and they had a big uh-oh and I made sure not to do that again, because you got to find someone who's experienced with it. Because it's a practice. It is like an artistic practice. It's just like someone who does tarot card readings. It's like someone who does a bunch of other kind of readings. It takes practice.
That's definitely, I understand with the tarot card things. Yeah, that's a good mention on that, actually. I've really wanted to meet somebody that has knowledge with that, because I've always found tarot cards or whatever they are called. What is it? Tarot cards? Yeah, I find them really... Sorry?
Oh, you're good. Tarot cards.
Tarot. Sorry, I was saying tarot. Tarot cards. Oh, nice. Sweet, you have some. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, but the thing is, I've always been so intrigued with people that actually, like, if they even knew how to use them or anything like that, because I wanted to meet, like, I don't know, someone that's been in that practice forever, I guess. You know what I mean? It would be really cool.
I think it's always worth a try. Try and find someone that people trust.
Like somebody that has good interviews or something.
Yeah, because if you go to someone who's just trying to make a quick buck, they'll just read you something, read their personality, like, yep, this, and get out of there, and you just dropped like $100 or something. Try and find someone who's practiced it, who's studied. Most people don't try and sell their readings, but it's also understandable that sometimes you have to monetize yourself in order to keep producing what you want to do.
Yeah.
With that, however, so just research on who you try and get your reading from, but I think it's quite fun. I've done them. I actually started using them to study them because people were always telling me to try them out or get my readings like that. So I actually got some to try and see, okay, is this dangerous? Is this bad? Is this good? And I've really enjoyed them. And the readings that I've gotten have been very successful, have been very accurate.
That's good.
Like that. So from ones that have been read to me, from ones that have happened, even if it's psychological. Like someone tells you this is what's going to be, so you have this mind track that it's going to be this. At the same time, a lot of times it's something that was going to push you into the direction you wanted to go anyways. It was just you were afraid to take that step forward. Yeah, so like I just wanted to like confirm, so like they do tell the future then. In a way. In a sense. Because that's what people seem to can understand about them. You know what I mean? It's a lot of like the death card, for example. People look at the death card and say, oh, someone's going to die. No, what a death card means is that something's coming to an end. It could be a person. Yeah. But a lot of it means it could be bad habits. It could be a bad relationship. It could be a good relationship. It's something is going to end. And a lot of times you pull multiple cards to see more of what it is going to end. Interesting. Yeah. So it's a lot of this is what's going to happen. And just like anything, it may not be what you think it is. You might be like, oh man, how's my relationship going to be? And it could say death. And you're like, oh man, it's going to end. It's going to be over. And then you start freaking out. But what it could mean is all these bad thoughts are going to go away. All this stuff is interesting. It's a very open-ended tarot card, open-ended answer. So it's almost like it's not going to give you the exact what happens. It's not going to be the exact future you're asking, but it's going to give you a heads up, like a hindsight almost.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's going to be there. And again, it depends. There are decks that are very advanced that can probably go into more detail. But the ones I've experienced are pretty vague, but enough to where I understand where they're coming from, and it helps me at least focus on what I need to focus.
Nice. All right, man. So I got another question. If you could step into my shoes and be the interviewer, what would you ask yourself that I didn't ask already? Like, what question would you ask?
I think the strangest thing would be like, how is there a ghost hunter like going out and doing professionals like that, and also a does Twitch? You know, what kind of Twitch? What's going on with Twitch?
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on with that stuff?
So, a lot of things is originally my name was Broken Admin, and on YouTube I used to do vlogs, I used to do podcasts, I used to do all kinds of different things.
Links are all in the description, by the way. You can tell them.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of the stuff will be Zodiac Supernatural down there, because now I've moved all that Broken Admin stuff to Twitch. When we were doing Zodiac Supernatural, I'd focus a lot of time on Zodiac Supernatural, probably about I'd say between 15 and 20 hours a day on literally just focusing on Zodiac I'd say 15, because I need sleep sometimes.
Yeah. Well, everyone needs sleep, right?
Yeah. A day just focusing on Zodiacs. What do I need to do? What needs to happen? What's going on? And we started doing Phasmophobia, because people are talking about Phasmophobia. If it's a ghost hunting game, how is it?
Yeah.
Doing that on our ghost hunting channel. People said they really enjoyed us playing games and stuff like that. So I told them, okay, well, we'll all split up and do our own games over here on Twitch, which again, my Twitch will be in the description below, and so will the Zodiac Supernatural stuff. But we play games, we talk about ghost hunting stuff. So I still promote like that I am a ghost hunter, because that is me at heart.
Yeah.
But we end up playing spooky games. We end up playing games to scare each other, to try and have a good time. But then we pull aside and talk about ghost hunting, hosting questions, let people feel opened to the paranormal world, because a lot of people feel scared to talk about it. People feel
that's cool,
like unopened, like they feel like they need to hide from it. They're scared from it, and they feel like they shouldn't talk about it. It's like almost like some people feel like it's taboo. But
so like, I got a question to add too while you're going in to help you. So it's like, yeah, so you give them the opportunity to open themselves up to the idea of the paranormal, and it's a really cool concept the way you're doing it, right? Is that what you're kind of getting at here?
Yeah, and we play games doing it too.
Sweet. No, that's cool. No, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like, and within your gameplay and all that too, right? Like, that's what you're saying. Like, you have this way to help people open up to accepting it a little more and being more open to the idea of the paranormal and all that. That's what I picked up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. That's really cool, you guys. I can't tell you enough how much I love this content. I need to be watching his content for sure. I'll be watching a lot of your stuff. I'm gonna try to like log in and like watch your live streams and see all that kind of fun stuff. Whatever you're doing, I want to be a part of it. I have my own stuff I'm going through. So yeah, we have to stay connected. We are definitely gonna be talking, you guys. It might not be like it will be expanded time. So, but we will be talking. We will stay in contact, Oz Nation. So don't worry about that. And I have another question. Where can my viewers or anybody that watches this podcast find you? Like people that watch this podcast, even offline after this, where can they find you, and how can they contact you if they want to get in contact with you, if they have anything about the paranormal? Because some people have a lot of things that they like to talk about paranormally, and I know this, that people have experiences, people have these things that they go through. Where would they be able to contact you? Is there links in our description right now? Is there a link for you?
Yes,
explain that.
Yes. There will be multiple. There are, if you want to just kind of see if you want to experience and try to learn a little bit more of the ghost hunting and stuff like that, Zodiac Supernatural, our YouTube channel, we have Instagram and all that stuff, but all of our full investigations that we've recorded for YouTube is up on YouTube. There's a playlist on my channel as well.
Nice.
Natural. If you want to talk to us as a community, we have our Discord as well, which has a bunch of people on there. We have funny stuff, we have wholesome stuff, but we mainly are like paranormal central stuff. You want to ask questions, there's people in the community there. There's people like me there. My whole Zodiac Supernatural team is on there as well. well. You can ask us questions and try and get some answers and stuff, and we'll try and communicate back and forth. And
Awesome.
if you just want to come in and learn about like maybe what we're doing today, or like where we talk about ghost stuff, my ghost stuff, where we play games and just kind of make you feel like, hey, or welcome to the community and stuff like that. Talk to us, talk to me directly, would be on Twitch. That would be the direction, and that's on Broken Admin on Twitch.
Nice. All right, guys, and if any of interest to you, all in the description down below. We'll have everything. And yeah, so that is all the questions I have. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? Or anything else you want to get into in this podcast? Or
yeah, I think we've hit a lot of the main points. I feel like if we bring any questions up, or if anyone has any questions or anything like that they want to reach out, like I said, all those links are there. Other than that, like, I feel like we hit a lot of points that can go a lot of different directions for people. So.
Exactly. And I think we might even have a follow-up podcast with you, because you're a very interesting person, and if you're up for it later on in the future, my audience will I know for sure they'll definitely be asking to see you again. I definitely have to collaborate in the future if you're up for that at some other point. I'll be in contact with this guy, guys. Don't worry. It'll happen. All right. All right. So I think this is the end then. I hope you guys liked that podcast. I hope you guys liked this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. Say your name again and all your stuff. So say your outro.
Cody. Yeah, you can call me Cody or Leo from Zodiac Supernatural at Broken Admin. It was a pleasure talking to all of you.
Yes, and it was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting him, and yeah, this has been really fun. This has been really great. I am so thankful that you allowed me to interview you, and I'm so thankful that we got this out. And yeah, let's keep the hype going, Oz Nation. I cannot wait to see you in the next episode or live stream of whatever I do. Like this video if you enjoyed it, share it to your friends and family, and comment in the comment section down below if you're a new subscriber, because this is a sub for sub channel. I'll subscribe to you if you subscribe to me. And the next subscriber special I do is at 350 subscribers, and if you want to be a part of that, the 350 subscriber special, you gotta tell me in the comment section if you're a new subscriber, because YouTube sometimes doesn't tell me if you're a new subscriber right off the bat. You have to tell me in the comment section down below if you wish to be a part of the 350 subscriber special, you guys. It's gonna be insane. Yeah, I'll be shouting this guy's channel out too in that, so if you're definitely gonna be a part of that. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you. Goodbye, I guess. Bye and everything. Yeah, peace.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Woo. All right. And woo. Yeah. Yeah. You. Woo. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I can't really do that. But all right. Peace out, you guys. All right. I never know how to end a live stream. I suck at this. Peace off. Good night. All right. Bye. There.